Hi, my name's Carl from the Suffolk Latch company, and today we're going to answer some questions regarding what exactly is a rim lock and where do we use it. Before we start on this conversation, I think it's probably best to sort of come to the modern times and discuss what we're currently using. So right now with most houses, you're going to be using a sash lock like this or a tubular latch. And the idea behind these is these will actually fit into the material of the door. So they actually get mortised into the side of the door, and they'll be used for either sort of lever handles for the sash lock or perhaps a lever on rose handle for the tubular latch. That way there, this particular, because it's actually going in the middle of the door, it can work on a left-hand door or a right-hand door, open towards you, open away from you. It's completely, I can say, uniform. No matter what your need is for your door, how it's hung, it will work. When we come back onto rim locks, everything changes. This one here is one of our biggest selling items. It's a heavy, solid brass rim lock. Now you'll notice here you've got the keyhole. In a traditional way, around the top and the sort of the straight sides. This is only going to work on one side of the door. So we sell these either left or right hand. So when you're going on that journey, make sure that look at your door you're going to use, the company you're going to use. Make sure that you've done look at the PDF or the description. You get it nailed down whether you want a left or a right hand one. We have got a link here which we'll show you in a minute how to actually decide what is what. Coming over to this next type. It's what we call more of a traditional sort of Victorian, what we call a classic rim lock. You'll notice here that the slot here is a slot with a hole top and bottom, and the idea behind that is the key will work in that orientation or it'll work upside down. So with this one here, you can have it that side or you can have it that side. So that's how it works. It's a simple way. Another one here, the Davenport, or sort of more ornate one here. Exactly the same principle here. You've got a slot there and a little way in there for the key. That way there, it's that way or that way. Right, so now moving on to other forms of rim locks. We've got things like this one here. Again, solid brass. It's got this little, with snib, so it's for a bathroom, a bedroom, and you simply bring that across to make the door private. And then likewise here with the more classic ones, again, same thing again. It'll work left, it'll work right, and it's got a slider to and from. And then finally, this sort of type here, sort of very low cost item. Again, we've got perhaps a simple deadlock you're going to use for perhaps even a shed, it's very sort of like low security. Okay, moving on. Another part of your journey, if you are going to be fitting rim locks, is to understand that they're designed almost exclusively for doorknobs. Now, something quite important to take into account here. When you start ordering your doorknob set, you want to buy doorknobs which are what we would call, how can I say, suitable for rim locks, which means they haven't got a shoulder. So for example, here we've got our classic beehive doorknob, beautiful doorknob, very classic, but it's got a shoulder which sits into the rose plates. When you put this on top of the rim lock, you get a fairly unsightly sort of step. So what you ideally want is something like this one here, which is our ringed one. And again, that's a smooth transition from wood to metal. And when it fits onto the rim lock, it fits beautifully. And then from there, on the other side, you want a situation where you have, on the other side, you want a situation where you have sort of the doorknob and the rose plate, because obviously bearing in mind, on one side is the rim lock, on the other side is a timber, so that will fit nicely in there. So it's quite important to make sure you got that right. With our particular listings, when we're selling the rim locks with their appropriate sets, they are correct for what you have. So yeah, the question is, how do they work? Now, following on from our situation when we're looking at sash locks and tubular latches where they can work in any orientation. With a rim lock, it's only going to work on the side of the door you're facing and it's opening towards you, because obviously the whole catching process. So if you desire to have the rim lock on the other side of the door, it's just not going to happen because it's just the way it's created. Perversely, we also sell a product called a Suffolk Latch, which does exactly the same but in reverse. So a Suffolk Latch has got that lovely smooth handle, and on the other side you've got the latch bar, but on that side there, the bit which is quite ornate is on the other side of the door. So the bit which is quite boring is on the side which actually opens towards you. So likewise, rim locks, just remember, if you want it to If you want to see the rim lock within a closed door, it has to be on the type which actually opens towards you. Yeah, I hope that's answered some of your questions. As a company, we pride ourselves in being there on the end of the phone, so please give us a call. So yeah, thanks for watching and give us a thumbs up.